welcome back to the channel. This is Steens Mountain at over 9,500 feet of elevation. You can drive all the way to the, well, pretty much all the way to the top. And I'm here with my friend Darren, and we are hunting Milky Way. It's summertime, and if we can get a good sky, this is a pretty epic location to photograph it. So the idea for tonight is to shoot from somewhere in this general vicinity. We have that lake and some of these cliffs and have the Milky Way coming up right there in that gap. But the problem is it may not be dark enough when that Milky Way's in that position. But this is our best vantage point to really get a cool shot. I love the way that this whole ridge line goes down this way, and you got those jagged peaks, and the same over here. And again, if we could put the Milky Way kind of in the middle, and we put that lake down there, I'd call that done. It's not looking great. It's looking pretty bad, actually. So that's south, and it's past sunset, and that's a huge wall of clouds. Huge. And it's thick. But I'm gonna go get set up, because in the off chance that it does clear, I want to have, a good focus. I want to have this blue hour time of my foreground in that lake down there at the bottom. And if I wait until it's dark, there's just no way. It's pitch black here. It's a new moon. That was another thing. You plan for Milky Way around a new moon because you want really dark skies to really bring out that core of the galaxy. So it's not looking good. You can see all the clouds and the horizon back here, and it's pretty thick. I'm probably not going to be out here much longer because it's just not going to happen. Not tonight. But I've got multiple chances. Tomorrow we are headed down to the floor of the desert, the Alvord Desert. And so I got tomorrow night and maybe get a shot there. And then the next night is Crater Lake, and I might spend more than one night at Crater Lake because that's a pretty epic place to do Milky Way photography. So if this is a bust, which is about 95%, then I've got multiple chances to come away with something, and that'll be all right. Good morning. I shot last night for another hour or so, and I haven't even looked at the photos, but since you're in the future, I'll show you what I came away with right now. So Darren's got a tasty composition all lined up. I'm going to steal that in just a minute when the sun comes up. But it's going to come up somewhere out in here, right about there. You can see where the brightest part of the sky is. It's a blue sky, but over this way we got the clouds that just killed our Milky Way last night. And all of this is pretty epic. And if the sun coming, can come in from this side and kind of light up this face and these clouds back here, could be a pretty sweet shot. But while we wait, I'll show you what I've got kind of framed up. I've overexposed the back of the camera just so you can see it a little bit better. But I try to put this little grouping of flowers down here with this nice grouping of boulders to kind of just give me an anchor point for this lower left. And I've got this other prominent rock formation here on the right, and it just kind of funnels you down the middle to all the layers of all of the walls of the mountain that go down to the desert down at the bottom. And then there's a lake that you can't see. Mosquitoes. Oh my God, I didn't think there would be that many up here. So as I darken this down, you can see there's a lake back here. and some other layers as well. So I'm hoping that when the sun pops up and it'll do the same thing. It'll kind of light up over here, and this area might be okay. I don't know. All right, the sun's got a clear path to us. It should, as it just gets a little higher, it should start hitting all the nice stuff, the rock formations. And then the clouds over here to the east are starting to light up. So it's going to be time to move, I think, regardless of what that sun does. And then move quickly between the couple of spots that I've already scouted out, because again, that good light won't last real long. So I moved to my second location. You can see the sun starting to light this foreground right here. It's starting to hit this. Got some pretty color in the sky up there with that little band of gold where the sun is poking through all the clouds, and I'm just waving the hundreds and thousands of mosquitoes off of me. Oh, I had no idea there'd be so many at this elevation. Whew. But this single shot, we don't need to bracket. Everything's pretty evenly exposed, no hot spots. I'm going to refine this composition. I'm not super jazzed about it. It's just a lot of, I don't know. We'll see what it looks like when I get it back on the computer. Unfortunately, the sky, the clouds did not light up. What little color they had vanished very quickly. So that's all for Steens Mountain. The sun's getting high. It's getting pretty harsh. I'll show you the best photos I got this morning right now. So we've been driving from the top, following the GPS to get back to the main road so we can head to the Alvord Desert. And this is what it's put us on. And then we come across that nice little sign there. That's not very comforting. I just don't know what very rough means. If it means like just rough and it's going to be slow, I'll just do it. But if it means, you know, fording rivers and you know, rock crawling, I'm not going to do that. So it's not a very comforting sign, and it doesn't help. So we've decided to just go for it. Yeah, it doesn't say like impossible 4x4 required or anything like that. It just says very rough road. So it's just like a goat trail. Not much of a road, is turning into nothing but like almost a river, a dry riverbed. But we're going slow, and we'll see if we can make it. So we were doing okay, and then we got to a spot where it was a really low tree, branches, and a big gully dip. And it would have either taken out possibly damaged the roof of my rig. And it was just like, there was no way to mitigate that at all. So we made a 75-point turn, and we're going back the way we came because Google Maps sucks. This is the Alvord Desert in southeast Oregon, and it's absolutely incredible. Last night we were up at Steens Mountain, right back there. We were at the summit, and that's where we shot Milky Way, and we shot sunrise this morning. So tonight we're down on the desert floor, and the conditions are far worse for Milky Way than they were last night. Tonight the Milky Way is going to rise right there behind all of those clouds. And we've been watching the weather. It's really hard to get a forecast here because we're in the middle of nowhere. There's literally no weather stations. There's no other towns. Nothing close within 100 miles. And so it's really hard to find out what the weather is going to do. But those rain clouds and everything to the south it's probably going to put a whole damper on any type of nightscape photography. But there's always an opportunity, and these clouds are pretty epic, especially with the rain that's coming down, and it's all around us. Nothing's happening here, but at least it's cool. Earlier today it was over 100 degrees on this desert. It was really hot, and now the wind's kind of picked up and it's cooling off like a lot. So that's going to be really nice to sleep tonight. And with a long lens, I'm going to pull it out and see if I can't just pick out some compositions with the clouds over some of these mountains and with the rain falling through. Lots of clouds, really great texture, really pretty stuff happening. It's just all far away. The first thing I see is this mountain range over here, straight ahead of me, with the clouds above it. I like the way the shadows are hitting the side of it and with nothing in front of it. So you really can do some nice different things when you've got this expanse of nothingness, just super flat, cracked mud. And with nothing between you and the subject, it gives this open vastness. And I think it's more of a minimalist look. I think it'll work okay. So I'm going to grab this shot so I have something in the bag already tonight. There we go. I know it may seem like I'm grasping at straws, and in some ways I am, because the odds of a good Milky Way are pretty much almost zero. But you do the best you can given the circumstances and the weather that's presented. And those clouds straight ahead, right here. I'm not even putting any ground in it. The way that it's falling towards the ground, those little fingers of clouds that are falling, and then you've got that really white, that demarcation line there. I think it almost looks like a reflection or something. And with a long lens, I'm at about 135 millimeters. So shooting at f8 allows me a faster shutter speed while keeping my ISO low. And if the shot comes out, I'll show it to you right now. So I'm also channeling my inner Adam Gibbs, and Adam is the master of finding detail and patterns in rocks and flora and fauna, everything. He's just, if you've not seen his channel, most of you probably have, go check it out. Adam Gibbs, Quiet Light Photo, and he's a Vancouver, British Columbia based photographer, and he is fantastic. What I'm trying to do is just take some pictures of this cracked mud. It's stunning, the texture and the detail that's in all of this mud. Handheld, fast enough of a shutter speed, f8, ISO 100, and I want to make sure I'm tilting my screen out because I don't want to shoot at an angle. If I shoot it at an angle, then I might have depth of field issues. But if I can shoot straight down on it, more or less, and I can hold the screen up this way, plop it up this way so I can see what my composition is going to look like, it's going to ensure that I've got great depth of field throughout the entire frame. Just focus in the center, take the shot. If it comes out, I'll show it to you right now. Well, the wind's picking up, as you can probably hear and see, but those clouds, it's just not going anywhere. They're just getting thicker. So I'll probably just check around 10 o'clock tonight to see if anything's changed for the better. Probably not. And if not, then get up in the morning and see what we can do for sunrise. But the skies are epic. I've got a lot of photos from here, some close-ups, some leading lines with a couple of drone shots maybe. Just epic location, especially for Milky Way, but just not with those clouds in the way tonight. I'll show you all the photos that I haven't shown you yet from this afternoon and this evening at the Alvord Desert right now. Good morning from the Alvord Desert. Last night it was ridiculously windy. Like I just feel the whole rig just shaking back and forth. It was ridiculous winds. And if you ever come here, do never ever leave stuff sitting out like a camp chair. It would have been like in Nevada. There's no way. It was insane. But this morning wasn't much of a sunrise. As you can see, it's all just nothing but clouds everywhere, just like last night. I did manage to, this morning when I first got up and looked to see what the sunrise was looking like. It was better earlier, but you can kind of see that the sun, since it's low, it's just producing a nice reflection, or highlight, I should say, on this cracked mud. And then when the sun was a little bit lower, so I just put my camera really low, wide angle, and took a shot to get that reflection, that highlight on the mud with the sky pretty much blown out at the back. A minimalist image with just the cracked mud as the subject. And if that thing came out, I'll show it to you right now. Today, headed to Crater Lake, long drive, and it's a gravel road for a long ways out of here. And then get to Crater Lake, and fingers crossed that tonight we have clear skies for Milky Way. After driving a very long time, Crater Lake National Park, and the skies are going to be looking pretty great right now. If this can hold on and just stay clear, could have a really awesome shoot tonight. That was clear this afternoon when we got here, and now that it's sunset, clouds have moved in in a big way. So waiting for sunset. Met a new photographer friend. His name is Ryan. So we're just going to hang out here, see if those clouds. It's perfectly clear to the west. So it's very possible that those clouds up there could put on a show. So I had to get some sensor dust off, and I ran to the van to do it. Then the lighting just kicked off. So I'm running up the hill. Everybody's laughing because, yeah, I almost missed it. The sky doesn't get any better than this. Look at that. Super simple composition with this gorgeous deadwood snag over here on the left and Wizard Island out there in the middle. And f11 ISO 100 and shutter speed is what it is. And brighten it up a little bit. There we go. There we go. So the light has lasted just a scant few minutes. It doesn't take long before the best color starts to fade. It's still great, don't get me wrong, but you want to shoot through it. The color of the sky is even being reflected in the lake, which is stunning. It is so red, orange. The lake is just changing color. And this is not even Photoshop. This is just video of the lake. That is incredible. That right there is stunning. Wow. Oh, this shot's going to come out, so I'm going to show it to you right now.